Hey guys, welcome to Pickwick Lake. I'm at Pickwick Landing State Park. I am so excited about getting out here today, chasing around these largemouth bass with my buddy Kelly Reedheimer. I hope you'll stay tuned because Let's Fish TV is on the air now.
That is a fish.
Oh man, look at this.
It's time for the only program that brings you real-time fishing reports from the Southwest region every week.
Oh my gosh.
Oh, look at that. Woo!
This is Let's Fish.
Hey guys, welcome to Pickwick Lake. What an incredible fishery. Pickwick Lake is an impoundment of the Tennessee River. It encompasses water in 3 states, being Tennessee, Mississippi, and Alabama. But without a doubt, the crown jewel of Pickwick Lake is this lower end here by Pickwick Dam. I'm at Pickwick Landing State Park. I'm in Hardin County, and it is about as pretty a place as you'll ever go. It is an unseasonably cool morning, which I'm okay with, but we're gonna get out here. I'm gonna show you the highlights of this lake, of this area, and I'm gonna convince you why the fishing's good enough and the amenities are good enough that this is where you're gonna wanna come for your next fishing outing, be it by yourself or with your family. We're also gonna get you some fishing reports from the areas that you live. We've got reporters that are gonna give you up-to-date, relevant information. So I'm gonna put this low Stinger 198 in the water, get ready to go. While I do, I'm gonna send you back to the studio for your weekend planner.
Hello, the Salooner tables are predicting good game fish activity on Saturday and fair activity on Sunday. Peak times begin at 6:19 on Saturday and 7:20 Sunday morning. Best evening action will begin at 6:55 on Saturday and 7:56 Sunday evening. Be on the water around sunrise and sunset to see the most action. The sun will rise at 6:22 and set at 8:31, and evenings will feature a moon that is 57% visible. Stay with us, we've got fishing reports from across the area on the way, plus Bassmaster Elite Angler Brian Snowden stops by to answer your Ask the Pro question. Back in a bit.
Hey guys, I'm out here on Pickwick Lake today. I'm on the lower end of the lake. I'm with my buddy Kelly Reedheimer. Kelly and I don't get to fish together near enough, but we always have a good time when we do because every time I go with him, we catch them. Kelly, dude, you're my man down here. Tell me what's happening.
Well, we've had some high water. Water's coming back down, so we got to figure out what the fish are doing, where they're at. It's going to take a little bit, but we're going to figure them out. That's part of the fun of it.
That is part of the fun of it. It's kind of hunting and fishing all at once.
That's right.
You know, there's the thing about this lake. It's super healthy, man. You got grass, you got a lot of bait. You got a good largemouth and smallmouth population. Are we going to target anything in particular today?
There's going to be some places we fish that are going to be more leaning towards smallmouth, and then places that are going to be more toward the largemouth. But you can catch them both here. You can catch them in the same places. The smallmouth population is booming right now. It's a lot of fun.
And you know, I know growing up, relatively close to here, that Pickwick has a reputation as one of the better smallmouth, if not the best smallmouth lake in the Southeast.
I mean, to me, it's hard to beat Pickwick and smallmouth, and especially right now. Every year it just seems to be getting better and better.
You know, another cool thing that I want to make sure we touch on, Pickwick encompasses Tennessee, Mississippi, and Alabama. Explain to the viewers what they need to know in terms of your kind of license requirements.
Well, as far as us, which we're Tennessee residents, we're going to get a reciprocating license for all of Pickwick between Tennessee and Mississippi. Okay. So you got a Tennessee license, you can fish all the Mississippi water on Pickwick Lake. Now, Tennessee and Alabama, their reciprocation ends at Bear Creek. Okay. So you can go all the way to Bear Creek with a Tennessee license fishing in Alabama. After that, you got to have an Alabama license.
Okay. 10-4. All right. Well, we're going to ease out here. We're going to get on our first spot. I'm going to see how good my guide is today, and we're going to get after him. We'll be right back with you.
Let's Fish TV is proudly backed by Mercury. Go boldly. Lowrance, America's #1 fish finder. Lose, feel the difference. And by Gulf Shores and Orange Beach, Alabama. Get our free fishing guide at orangebeach.com.
The fish here are healthy. There's a lot of bait in the lake. He's just fat, pretty. Look at how pretty that fish is. one right there. Spot, isn't it? Nope. He looked like a spot, he's shaped like a spot, and he fought like a spot. He's just fat, pretty. Look at how pretty that fish is. I'm telling you, I could say this to you 100 times, and I can't emphasize enough how pretty these fish on this lake are. I've got the opportunity to fish lakes all around the country, and these fish here, every one of them just healthy, fat. Hey Kelly, I'm gonna ask you a question. We're on the lower end, the Hardin County area of Pickwick. Explain to me a little bit about the difference in this lake. I mean, there's defined regions, right? The upper end, the lower end. Right. How would you call this end different? What end do you like the best?
Well, being that I'm from Tennessee and this is the closer end to my house, I love this area. And there's a lot to do. This is a good area for families to come. There's a lot of good places to eat, you know, a lot of things to do. And then the lower end, of course, is deeper. And it's got a lot of the offshore structure that you're going to fish in the summer.
Kind of what Pickwick's known for, right?
Yeah, a lot of the offshore ledges that people like to come fish in the summer are on this lower end.
I love this part of the world. I love this part of this lake.
Hi everybody, and welcome to this week's Lone Star Lakes, brought to you by Fort Worth Fishing. Lane and the guys will work extra hard to get you on the fish, so give them a call this summer at Fort Worth Fishing. And speaking of summer, school, such as it is just about out, and it's time to start thinking about taking the kids to the lake. Now, our state parks are open. You will need to call ahead for reservations, but Purtis Creek is one of the best bluegill fisheries anywhere in the state, and it's super easy to do. Now over at Lake Natchitoches, you may want to beef up a little bit. Heavy rods, heavy lines, 60-pound braid, 50-pound braid. Tie your frog on and go to the lily pads. Drag that frog across the top of those pads and be ready for some heart-stopping action on Natchitoches. If you want to fish around the outside edges, you can throw the Cincos, and if you like to pitch a jig, there's enough laydown timber to keep you pitching for a week at Lake Natchitoches. That's this week's Lone Star Lakes, brought to you once again by Fort Worth Fishing. Be sure and check us out on Facebook, Lone Star Lakes.
There's one. Come here. Got him right in the bottom lip. I've always heard that means that they weren't biting good. But when I catch one, I don't care where I've got them. This is it's a good keeper. I mean, good solid keeper fish. This fish, we pulled into this creek, and this is about, as Kelly said, it's the flattest bank in this creek, right?
Yeah.
So there are just a lot of fish that get on this bank. We're just sitting out dragging on it. I'm dragging a Carolina rig. He's dragging like a wobble head, a tour grade tungsten football head. But that right there is a really good, thick, healthy fish. And that's the thing about Pickwick Lake. If you want to come to Pickwick, one of the things you're going to notice, the fish here are healthy. There's a lot of bait in the lake. And he had made the comment earlier today, when we find the bait, we'll find the fish. And that's why, because these suckers eat, man, they follow that bait around and get where the bait is. But I'm gonna put this one back. We'll ease on down this bank, see if we can't catch us another one. There's a nice one. Another good Carolina rig fish. I mean, just healthy, fat, pretty as they get. That's a better one. Substantially better one. Oh, there's a nice one. Another good Carolina rig fish. That fish, how deep are we, Kelly?
We're about 6 to 8 feet.
We're in 6 to 8 feet and we're throwing at the bank. If you can tell it or not, it ain't supposed to be this cold. The wind's blowing, weatherman called for, 5 miles an hour. It ain't but about 25. Normal day fishing on Let's Fish TV. But that's a good quality Pickwick fish. I mean, just healthy, fat, pretty as they get. And this is the channel kind of turns off this flat bank, and these fish are just up here where the wind's blowing. And we fished square bills, we fished thunder crickets, we've thrown a bunch of stuff, but the bites seem to be coming dragging. Sometimes they want a bait moving fast, and sometimes it's high pressure bluebird. We had a big time cold front move through, and it just kind of puts them on the bottom, right?
Yeah.
Well, we're gonna let this big one go. We're gonna get back after it and catch another one.
Well, you know the old saying, what comes up must go down. And if you'll use that to your advantage on those lakes that have had rain, they're up and they're starting to recede now, you can really position where those fish are and have a lot of fun catching them on light tackle. That's what Donna and I were doing on this particular outing to Fort Gibson Lake. The lake, as typical for this time of year, comes up several feet, then they start dropping it back down. So we started going to the backs of the creeks on the very lower half of the lake, pretty far back in there, concentrated about 6 to 10 foot of water. And we were targeting areas that had a little bit of flow coming through. The wind mostly was pushing the water through little pinched areas, like between two islands or between a point and a shallow island. We were throwing the Bobby Garland stroller in bluegrass color, light line, 1/8 ounce jig head. Also a nice surprise for Donna when she tied into a really nice channel catfish. Mr. Whiskers gave her a good tussle there for a while, but she prevailed, stuck right with it, got it to the boat, and of course released all of our fish today. Hey, it's a fun time of year to be fishing in Oklahoma. Take advantage when those lakes start receding, you have a lot of fun, but you can't catch them if you don't go.
Hey friends, Captain Kevin Broussard here with Let's Fish Southwest. Tell you what, coming to you from Cajun Paradise Charters right here in Hackberry, Louisiana. We're going to start off right here in Hackberry talking about Calcasieu Lake, Big Lake. Lots of speckled trout, lots of redfish been getting caught the past week and a half. Live shrimp, best right now under a popping cork. Redfish up pretty shallow next to the grass. Look for some moving water around your points. Trout, lots of bird action. If they're under the birds, you can throw some soft plastics on light jig heads and do good. Tell you what, if not, drift some reefs, live shrimp under cork. Freshwater side, the big burns, Lacassine Reserve. Lots of bass getting caught early and late. Topwaters, buzz baits, and frogs. Tell you what, brim, crickets, white perch, shiners. Main thing, get out there, enjoy the pretty weather, and go fishing. For Old Cajun Phil, Captain Kevin Broussard saying happy fishing and may God bless.
Let's Fish TV is proudly backed by Motor Guides Tour Pro, cable steer motor with GPS anchor, Waypoint Marine, the Gulf Coast's leading saltwater boating specialist, Strike King, Taiwan On, and by Low Boats. Welcome to Low Country.
Oh, that is a good one. Way to go, man. Look, man, there ain't many places on earth you can go and catch them like this in a day.
There's one. There he is.
The good one?
That's a good one.
Let me get my rod and reel out of your way. I like it when a man's having to fight one. Oh, that is a good one.
That's a good one.
Way to go, man. That one helps the cause, brother. Got it. There you go. Good one, dude.
Solid. We've been waiting on a few of those all day.
No doubt. We've caught a couple pretty quality fish, and that one right there is kind of the icing on the cake. Went to the Strike King. That's the tungsten swinging football head, right?
I love that thing.
Yeah, I do too, man. You can put your own hook on it, any piece of plastic you want, and it's a lot like a wobble head, which is real popular in this day and time. But man, it is awesome. You can drag it around, and you like to keep yours moving, right?
Yeah, I keep mine pretty steady pace.
Almost like a shallow crankbait kind of deal.
Yeah.
Well, they sure flat bite it, especially when they're up on these flat, shallow banks like this.
That's right.
Awesome, dude. Look, man, there ain't many places on earth you can go and catch them like this in a day. I mean, and Kelly could tell you story after story about how good this place is, but I love it. I love to come down here. I have a lot of confidence. I'm gonna catch them every time I come, and the proof's in the pudding, right?
That's right. Big old fat one there.
Big fat one. All right, dude.
Hi everyone, Captain Greg Verm here bringing you this week's Upper Texas Coastal Report. I want to start it out talking about some epic fishing that happens this time of year that both boaters and non-boaters can enjoy. Surf fishing for speckled trout. Hey, this past week, the beachfront from the San Bernard River all the way up to Crystal Beach is getting clear and clean, and the tide running speckled trout are here. Now, let's talk pelagic real screamers. Yes, indeed, it's that adrenaline-filled, big, fast, and mean time of year out in the Gulf of Mexico for kingfish, mahi, red snapper, cobia, and well, hey, you never know what you may hook into out there. There's no fences. Hey, the kings have moved tighter to the beaches, and hookups are happening 12 to 15 miles off the beach. Now also, some giant red snapper are being caught, and the forecast for this year's red snapper season is record-breaking. Hey, it's a great time of year here on the Texas Gulf Coast, and if you want to come enjoy it with me, inshore or offshore, let's get aboard and go fishing. I'm Captain Greg Verm. I'll see you next time.
There's one. Boy, he got it.
Yeah.
I took a 3/4 ounce spinnerbait. Little trick for you here, this time of year especially. Took a 3/4 ounce, that's the bottom dweller spinnerbait. Took the skirt off of it, put a rage swimmer on it. Pretty good bite. We're looking for bigger ones, but I'll take them all. You know, not only is Pickwick an incredible fishery, it is so good. And I live about an hour and a half, hour 45 minutes from here, and I frequently make trips down here, and I live right on a lake. It's just that good. But aside from the fishing being spectacular, don't overlook all that the Hardin County area has to offer. I love to come down here and bring my wife, sneak away for a weekend. There's great places to eat. You've got the state park, you've got Shiloh National Park, you've got the Tennessee River Museum, the Splash Pad Park in Savannah, you've got the Buford Pusser Museum, which is really cool. So if you like history, there's a lot of family-oriented stuff to do, and I'm gonna tell you, the folks here are about as nice as anywhere you'll ever go. And if you like to fish and bring your family, this is the ultimate spot to come. It is literally one of my favorite places to come fishing.
Watch our latest episode or catch up on past episodes on our website at letsfishtv.com. Be sure to hit the subscribe button on our YouTube channel, like us on Facebook, and follow us on Twitter for new fishing videos every day. And download the free Waypoint TV app to get all the latest episodes every week on your phone, tablet, computer, or smart TV. Let's Fish TV is proudly backed by Bobby Garland Crappie Baits and the original Baby Shad and new slab Huntar Minnow. Glacier Glove. Stay outdoors longer with our gloves, hats, and shades. Balls Out. Made in the USA. Heavy-duty mounts for your fish finders. And by Camus Boats. Tomorrow's tournament boat today.
Welcome back, everybody. Let's get right to your Ask the Pro question for this week. Morgan wants to know, what is the funniest thing that has ever happened to you on the water? For an answer, we asked Bassmaster Elite Angler Brian Snowden.
One of the funniest things that's ever happened to me on the water was I was fishing with a good friend at Table Rock Lake, and we're going down the bank throwing wiggle warts. And along, this little goose starts swimming out across the cove, and my friend says, I wonder how close I can get my wiggle wart next to this goose. And so he throws over there, and just as he launches his wiggle wart, the goose flies off into the air, and the wiggle wart attaches to his wing on some of his feathers. So he's flying this goose around like a kite. I mean, he's flying it around for a good 20 seconds as this goose is flapping around. And I'm like, what are we gonna do when we get that goose down there? And he said, man, I don't know. He said, but I want my old wiggle wart back because it's a really good one. And I'm thinking, well, man, this goose is gonna peck the heck out of us. Luckily, as it gets closer and he's reeling it, the wiggle wart pulls free of his feathers. and the goose flies in the air and we get the wiggle wart back.
Thank you, Brian. If you want some help from one of the pros, simply go to letsfishtv.com and follow the Ask the Pro link to submit a question. Now it's time to find out who wins this week's Big Catch of the Week.
It's time for this week's winner in the Big Catch of the Week contest. This week's winner is Dennis Hastings of Flower Mound, Texas, with his 10-pound, 1-ounce largemouth bass he caught at Cedar Creek Lake. To enter the contest, go to letsfishtv.com and click on the Big Catch box on the homepage and follow the instructions, or post your photo on any Tuesday Big Catch post on our Facebook page at facebook.com/letsfishtv. You could have your own big fish shown here on our show. Hey guys, I'm gonna take a minute and tell you about the gear you need. The stuff that really mattered for us today to be successful out here. And the number one thing is, you saw us catch a lot of fish on a Carolina rig. Kelly caught a big one on a tungsten football head. And line is so key. It is the connection between you and your bait, you and the fish that you're trying to catch. So one of the things I wanna tell you to try is this all new tour grade fluorocarbon from Strike King. We make tour grade braid, tour grade fluoro, tour grade mono, super high quality line. Couple really unique features I want to show you real fast. First off, what do you do with your old line? It's kind of an age-old issue with fishermen. Well, we've made it easy at Strike King. You can literally take your line off your reel, put it in this envelope, pull it off, seal it. It's already postage paid, stick it in the mailbox, and it'll come to Strike King. And what we're gonna do with it is recycle it for fish habitat. A really cool way to not harm the environment with your leftover and excess line. I'll show you another cool thing. This was an idea we had one day. This is when you know you're dealing with a company, a brand that is a bunch of fishermen. One of the biggest age-old issues with line is, how do you put line on? You get somebody to put their fingertips in there and burn them up when you're spooling it. You run a pencil through there. We made this easy for you. If you can see, we've got this sidewinder spooling apparatus. You can get that thing a little bit wet, you can stick it right there. You can stick it on the side of your truck. You can stick it on your partner's forehead probably. But all you can do then is just reel that sucker off, and it's got a little thumb set tension screw, and that thing will spool your line right off the reel, right off the spool, right onto your reel. One more thing, if you know me, I work in the tackle business. I like fishing tackle. This low 198 affords me an opportunity to carry an ample amount of tackle around. I don't know how much tackle's in there. I will tell you there are tackle stores that probably don't have that much, and I fit it all in this low 198 Stinger. That's the gear you need to do what you've seen us do out here today. You know, we live in a day and a time that is just hustle and bustle. Everything moves fast. It's all about productivity, efficiency, and you know, that really has a tendency to carry over into every factor of our lives. I know it does in mine. What I want to encourage you to do today is find some time to unplug. Turn your phone off, get outside, enjoy a sunrise, take your family, take your friends. You know, it gives you an opportunity to kind of hear the things you need to hear in your soul, and it gives you a chance to reset, and you're going to be more productive and more effective going forward. And I will tell you from experience, that's stuff that matters. Kelly, thanks as always for being a good guy, brother. And hey, thank you guys for hanging out with us. As always, I had an awesome time here. Pickwick Lake, this north end, the Pickwick Landing State Park, Hardin County is just such a special place. And the thing is, I hope that you feel like you could come here, enjoy yourselves like we have, do what we've done. Barry will be back with you next week. Until then, I'm Crispin Pally. God bless.
Hey guys, thanks for watching. If you want to see more fishing tips, how-to videos, big fish catches, and full episodes of our Let's Fish TV show, be sure to subscribe right here to our YouTube channel. You can also like our Facebook page and follow us on Twitter. Good fishing out there.